Hi, my name is Sean Mabry. I'm a writer and I am just a buzz right now, and I'll tell you why in a moment. But first, I want to give you a hint of the lesson I'm going to teach here today because, the whole point behind this channel is to help other writers and other artists like you along the path. So, the big lesson I want to share today is do not ever be the big fish in a small pond. And that can mean a huge variety of different things. That could mean, on the surface, being the best writer in your particular writer's group. It can mean, going through a program that is probably a little bit easier, probably not quite going to challenge you, but at least you can pat yourself on the back saying you're one of the best students. It means seeking out people who are likely to complement your work, or heck, even sharing your work only with friends and family members who already know you and likely like you and are likely to give you positive feedback no matter what. All of these are ways that we artists, and I am hugely guilty of this, I'm guilty of basically everything I just listed there, but these are ways that we protect our egos because we put ourselves in situations where we know we're not going to get serious criticism, serious challenges, and that feels good in the short term. That feels very safe. It's homeostasis, right? It feels natural, it feels good at first. When it starts to feel pretty awful and really bad is later on when you look back over the course of your career or even the course of your life and you realize you haven't quite accomplished as much as you dreamed of accomplishing as a kid, or even just a year back, 5 years back, when you have this nagging, awful feeling that you've short-sold yourself somehow. Well, I think almost always with highly ambitious, highly intelligent people like you and I, the worst trap we fall into is, and I'll add highly creative people to that list because you are awesome. We let ourselves become the big fish in a small pond because that feels safe, that feels more comfortable. And with this course, I mentioned here before that I'm currently taking a course with a guy named Art Holcomb, hugely accomplished screenwriter, also a very passionate and dedicated educator of other writers, really great dude. But I'm in his 6-week success boot camp right now. And for this week, this is the third week of the course, our assignment was to write our second story of the 6-week course. And the only instructions he gave us was, this should be the best story of your career thus far. And when I first saw that assignment, I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it, come on, we got this. And then, sure enough, the next night, because it was kind of late in the day when I got that message, the next day, I sit down to actually write the thing, and I just, under the pressure of this has to be the best of my career, I collapse. I completely collapse. And literally that night, I managed to get my 1,000 words in, but later that night, I'm on the phone with my girlfriend, just sobbing, saying, babe, I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm not a good enough writer. This has all been a sham. People have been letting me get away with this. All the compliments have been fake. I waited too long. I gave up my gift. All these bizarre excuses to beat myself up. And it was that pressure. It was a pressure that, frankly, I think is impossible to put on yourself. I don't think I could have, if not for being in this course and knowing that I'm going to, literally, after I finish filming this video, I'm going to go finish proofing that story and send it over to Art. And I know I'm handing what I think and what I have labeled as the best story of my career over to someone who is smart enough to know if it actually is, and who will tell me honestly how good my best actually is. That's terrifying. And that's way different from writing a story that you think is pretty good, or an idea that you think is pretty good, and then taking it to a friend or a family member or to your comfy writers group that will tell you it's good and confirm your own suspicions. That is what you need to seek out. If you are really serious about improving yourself as an artist, of sharpening your craft, of embracing bigger and better opportunities, attracting bigger and better opportunities for your art, you need to make a habit of being a small fish in the big pond. You need to put yourself in situations where you are scared out of your mind, where you are intimidated, where you have that, frankly, that poop in the pants moment where you start to think, I can't do this, I'm in the wrong place, I'm gonna get caught, I'm a fraud. That is not the feeling to run away from, that's the feeling to run towards. because that means you're growing, and not only that you're growing, but that you're growing at a pace where you'll actually get to enjoy the fruits of your labor within your own lifetime. Which I think the greatest tragedy of many artists is that they take so long on the path that by the time they really get to something wonderful, it's either it comes to the world after their death, or so late in their life that they don't get to enjoy the fruits. I don't want that for you, and I don't want that for me, which is exactly why I'm here teaching this lesson today. So, and by the way, I do know that that's the very best story of my career so far, because it had to be, because that was the requirement, and because I was accountable to a guy I respect, and accountable to myself in a way that it's this funny kind of song and dance you have to do to yourself, but I just knew it had to be the best one yet, and that's what I summoned out. And it's a story I probably wouldn't have written otherwise. I probably wouldn't have had the courage to write this story if I was just sitting here doodling on my own. But here it is. And folks, please seek the bigger ponds and be willing to be the small fish who's ready to learn. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to do an extra video because I missed out on last week, so you'll probably get another one tomorrow. But please, I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe as always, and I will see you again tomorrow.